name is Sakee Grant, Agricultural Extension Officer at the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, R.A.D.A. Today, I'll be demonstrating the process of grafting. What is grafting? Grafting is an asexual propagation that is used to generate new plants. Instead of going through the process of sexual propagation or reproduction of planting the seed and have to wait a longer time, with this method you achieve plants at a faster rate and they are true to type, and you will achieve bearing in a faster and easier way. So when you're doing grafting, there are certain tools that you need to have and equipment. One of the tools that we use is the budding knife, right? And the budding knife is used to create cuts and incision in the desired plant that you're planning on grafting. Secondly, the secateur or the roll cut that is used to cut stems and to remove unwanted leaves from the plant. Also, your budding tape, which will help to assist in the union of the plant while it is being grafted. Alright. And last but not least, alcohol. What this does is to sanitize your tool and to keep everything clean so that no germs nor pathogens can be passed on to the plant. Grafting. When you are going to do grafting, there are some things that you have to take into consideration. First, you have to ask yourself, can this plant be grafted? What do I wish to graft? Or do I go about grafting? So firstly, you need to select a parent stock. And the parent stock is the stock in which you're planning on getting the scion from. In this case, we will be using a scion from a Julie tree. Secondly, the rootstock. The rootstock refers to the plant in which the scion will be grafted on. In this case, we are using one of our native mangoes, which is called the stringy. Reason being, this plant is high in protecting itself from pathogens and pests, and it is one of the most desired stock that is used in grafting. When you're planning on grafting, firstly you need to do is to ensure that all tools and materials are present so that whenever you're in the process of grafting, the plant is not left outside to allow for pathogens to come in place. So once the parent plant is identified and the rootstock is available, you then go in the process. First, so one of the key things is to ensure that your tools are clean, so we're using the alcohol to sanitize the tools. Right. So this will prevent any germs or pathogen from entering the plant. The rootstock, you remove any unwanted leaves that will deter you from carrying out the process. So what I'm doing is using the secateur to remove the unwanted leaves. Secondly, I'll cut away the part that I will be using to do the grafting. Small. Then you want to take from the scion the desired part that you wish to use. Also, you repeat the process of removing the unwanted leaves. So what I'm doing is to use the secateur to remove vegetation from it, so it will be easier to mount it on the back. So once that is done, we use the roll cut to cut away parts that we have left on it. And because the technique that we'll be using today is the wedge. So what we need to do is to cut in the scion to about here. You do the cutting like this. Note briefly, ensure that your hands is not touching the stem, as you can transfer germs and pathogens to it. So at all times your hand should not touch where the union will. Alright, so we're doing a wedge. Okay. Then we go into the rootstock. We make an incision so that the wedge can fit. Once that is done, you can go ahead and try to see if it will fit. Your adjustment. That is done. The next step is to get budding tape, just a small piece that we will use to create the union on the rootstock. So we then insert here. Use the tape. You always leave a little part out so that you can use it to do the tie. Rub from bottom to top. So what we're doing is to union both the parent and the rootstock together. Until you feel as if the tension is there, you can do a tie. So when you're doing the tie, what you need to do is to place your thumb here. You carry it up, then you place your thumb, then you overlap, and you bring it through, like you're making a slip knot, and you gently pull on it, and you can repeat the process. If there's any excess tape, you can just use your hand and to remove it. Now, as you can see, they have been fused. Once this is done, the new plant will be placed in a cool area where it will be monitored, and when you're exposing it, it should not be exposing too much sun, adequate sunlight and water. And then after 21 days, you should be seeing the emerging of new leaves to show that the grafting was successful. So this concludes the steps and method in doing grafting. And the grafting that we did today was the wedge grafting.